Love isn't just a feeling for all humans, but especially for children. It's as essential as food, water, and air. It's the psychological foundation upon which their entire sense of self is built. So, what happens when that foundation is missing? When a child grows up not feeling seen, heard, or cherished? Those effects don't just disappear when they turn 18. They echo throughout their entire life, shaping their relationships, their careers, and the little voice they hear inside their own head. And it's crucial to understand that a lack of love doesn't always mean dramatic movie-style abuse. Often, it's much more subtle. It's the emotional neglect of a parent who was physically present but emotionally absent. It's growing up with conditional love, being praised only for achievements but not for who you are. It's the constant knowing feeling that you have to earn affection, that you're a problem to be managed, not a person to be cherished. This absence of a secure emotional anchor is a wound that is invisible to others, but deeply felt by the child. The first and most profound effect is that your internal blueprint for love is fundamentally flawed. Psychologist John Bowlby's attachment theory shows us that our early bonds with caregivers creates a template for all future relationships. If that template is built on inconsistency or rejection, you spend your adult life trying to build healthy relationships on a faulty foundation. You might subconsciously seek out partners who are also emotionally unavailable, because that dynamic feels familiar. You don't know what secure, unconditional love even feels like. So you can't recognize it or accept it. It's offered. Second, you internalize the neglect. A child who isn't loved concludes, "I am not lovable." This belief becomes the voice of their inner critic, a relentless narrator that follows them into adulthood. It's the voice that tells you every success is a fluke and every failure is proof of your worthlessness. It's why you might have a great job, a loving partner, and good friends, but still feel like an imposter just waiting to be found out. Third, you struggle to regulate your emotions. A loving parent acts as an external regulator for a child. When a toddler is upset, the parent soothes them, teaching them that big feelings are manageable and will pass. But a child who has to soothe themselves never learns this skill. As an adult, this can look like explosive anger, debilitating anxiety, or complete shutdown when faced with stress. You don't have the internal tools to navigate the normal ups and downs of life, because no one ever gave them to you. And finally, this often leads to a desperate need for external validation. If you believe your worth isn't inherent, you spend your life trying to earn it. This is the classic people pleaser. You say yes when you want to say no. You abandon your own needs to cater to others. You constantly monitor everyone else's emotions to ensure they're happy, hoping their happiness will eventually trickle down to you. It's a survival strategy from childhood. Be good, be quiet, be useful, and maybe, just maybe, they'll love you. But it's a game that can never be won. So, is this a life sentence? Absolutely not. Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about giving yourself what you never got. It's about becoming the loving parent you always needed. The first step is to acknowledge the wound without judgment. You have to grieve the childhood you didn't get. And it's okay to be sad or angry about it. Your feelings are valid. You were a child who deserved to be loved. And it's not your fault that you weren't. Second, you must actively challenge that inner critic. When it tells you you're not good enough, you have to consciously respond with compassion. It feels unnatural at first, but it's about rewiring your brain. You're literally repairing yourself, giving yourself the validation and encouragement you never received. And third, learn how to self-soothe. When we're overwhelmed, instead of spiraling, we have to learn to ask ourselves, what do I need right now? Maybe it's a walk, a cup of tea, or just 5 minutes of quiet breathing. These small acts of self-care are you, the adult parenting you, the inner child. You are teaching yourself what you were never taught, that your feelings are valid and that you can get through them. The effects of not getting the love you deserved as a child are real, and they're deep, but they're not a life sentence. Your past may have written the first chapters of your story, but you hold the pen for the rest. Healing is the journey of learning to give yourself the love that you were always searching for, and in doing so, you discover that the love you need was always inside you, just waiting to be claimed. If this resonated with you, you may find our video on complex PTSD and childhood emotional neglect helpful. And for a practice in self-compassion, try our guided meditation for healing the inner child, part of our 10-part series.